in today's tutorial, I'm going to be working in Procreate. I am obviously on an iPad and I have an Apple Pencil. We are going to be creating a mandala. There's actually one right here. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically a design that any way you look at it, if you looked at it upside down, backwards, right, left, it always looks the same. And the way we're going to do this is using the drawing assist in Procreate. So the first thing we're going to do, and just so you guys know, I am recording this video in February 2021, so I'm using that version of Procreate. So things might move around if you're using a later version, which you should be updated by now, or if there's a version in the future and you're watching this video a couple years from now. So to create a new canvas, I'm going to select plus. Then I'm going to select this little black box right here. And I usually work in really high resolution documents because I'm a stationer, so I send a lot of things to print. But for this one, 1500 by 1500 should be pretty good. I'm using pixels. You could use inches. You're not going to be able to use 1500 inches, but you could use like 15 or 12 inches by 12 inches. And then the DPI, this is talking about our resolution. We definitely want it to be 300. I like to do really high. You could do 150 because this is a line drawing, but I recommend 300 just because why not? So create, and what we're going to do is go to the wrench icon, and we're going to toggle over to make sure our drawing guide is on, and then we're going to edit drawing guide. So right now I have a general drawing guide that's helpful. I do a lot of calligraphy, so this is helpful for me for calligraphy. But what we really want to do is we want to be able to draw something here and it show up all the way around. This is going to save us a ton of time when we're making the mandala. So go to symmetry here and go to options. And so there's a couple different options here. If I draw over here, it's going to make whatever I draw here go over here. Same thing with horizontal, quadrant, radial. What we want to do is we could do radial, but I like to work in the quadrant a little bit more because I have more space. And then if you want your lines thicker, you can do that. If you want the opacity to be stronger, you can do that as well. And if you were working with a different background color other than white, you can move the color here. So if you were working with a dark background, you would want your guide to be light. But since we're working with the light background, we want our guide to be really dark. Okay, done. Okay, so as you can see on this layer, it says assisted. If I add a new layer, it's not going to be assisted. If for some reason you want this new layer to be assisted, all you have to do is hit drawing assist and it'll be assisted. But we don't want that for this layer because the first thing I want to do is draw a circle. Now, if I try to draw a circle with the assisted layer, let me tell you what pen I'm using. For this, I like to use a pen that feels like I'm drawing just normally. And you can either use the technical pen or I like to use the monoline under calligraphy because it doesn't taper off, but do whatever you're comfortable with. If you have a favorite pen on here, feel free to use it. So what's gonna happen if I make a circle here with the assisted layer? Look what it does. It just doesn't turn out to be a circle because it's trying to copy whatever I do over here all the way around. So that's why I have this layer that's not assisted. And what I'm gonna do is I just, draw something that looks kind of like a circle and I'm just holding my pen down. So I'll do that again. Drawing a circle, I'm holding my pen down, and then the ellipse is created. I wanna edit shape, circle, super easy. I have a perfect circle now. And we're going to make it a little smaller, just move it in the middle here. So let's get started with our mandala design. And mandalas are very soothing to look at. You'll see them a lot in yoga studios or like anywhere that's for meditation or kind of calming. I've seen them in those places a lot. And you can make a mandala any way you want. You can use any designs. Like if you want to draw pineapples all around here, and you could do that. But the the general rule is that you want the whole thing to look similar a little bit. Not a little bit, like the design should look the same all the way through, because like I said in the beginning, if you flip it any way, it's going to look the same. So I'm gonna start off with these little teardrops. Just gonna do 3 of them. And as you can see, when I draw something here, it shows up on all 4 quadrants. This is a really fantastic way to speed up your artwork if you wanted to do something that was going to look the same all the way through, like a mandala. I'm gonna make little triangles now. I'm literally just making this up as we go, you guys, so feel free to copy me or do whatever you want. Then I'm gonna put some circles here. And you could add something in the middle here too if you wanted to. I'm gonna do those teardrops again. And I'm gonna make another circle, but I'm going to add a new layer, and I don't want it to be assisted because I want to be able to control what that circle looks like. And then I just select this arrow and I can move the circle. Make it a little smaller. A little smaller. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, we need triangles here, 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 and here, because this is not looking like it's flowing. So I'm not going to go to my assisted layer because it's gonna be the same issue as the circle if I try to make the triangle. It just doesn't look quite right. So what I do is just add a new layer, and I want the triangle to be right here. I just draw it in. And if you're really particular, if you wanted all your triangles to look the same and these all look the same, just cut and paste one of these and then paste them here. I'm going to make a duplicate of this circle. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I want it to come around like that, okay? Then I'm going to go back to my assisted layer. And remember, if you think that you might want to remove something, just make another layer and make it an assisted layer. So you'll still be able to draw something here and it show up everywhere. But if you want to remove it from this, you can. So I am going to make just lines. Now, if you are really particular about your lines and you want them to be perfectly straight, just hold down your pen and they'll be perfectly straight. For me, it doesn't really bother me that much. These can be really relaxing to draw. When I used to work in bartending, I would come home from like a super, oh wow, okay. So that happened because our circle is not perfectly symmetrical. So I had to make it a little bigger. I'm okay with that, but that's definitely a mess up. So just be careful when you're working with the circles, because if you don't get it perfectly, you're going to have like an issue with this gap here. But anyways, so I'm just gonna keep drawing. You guys can do what I'm doing, but don't feel like you have to create what I'm creating. This is up to you. I used to work in bartending, and when I would come home, my brain would just be like frazzled from it being so loud and multitasking. So I would just turn on like reality TV. Oh, see, I'm not on the assisted layer. I would just turn on reality TV and draw these, and they were so relaxing to draw. So after you guys are done with this, you can also print it out and color it. And that's a great way to just kind of zone out. Remember when those coloring sheets became super, super popular? It's the same kind of concept. So then maybe I want to do like a squiggly line. So if you do a squiggly line, just make sure it connects. But you're gonna see, I'm gonna have to connect here. And I just zoom in, there we go. And then maybe I want to do dots. the point of this exercise is I just want to show you guys a really cool technique that you can use in Procreate. The drawing assist is amazing. This app is pretty incredible what they've come up with, because it really does save you a ton of time. As much as I love regular paper and pencil, there's just some things that this app saves me so much time on that I can't not use it. I'm gonna do those teardrops again. And I hope you guys are more creative than me. I feel like I'm not being very creative with this. And we draw, and it just draws it for us on the other 3 quadrants. And then maybe do some lines coming out. And you can hold it down if you want those perfect lines. I think I might do it for this one. Now, if I draw it here, it's gonna give me a double line, and I don't want that. So once I finish this side, I'm going to turn off the drawing assist on this layer and just come in here and draw these guys. So I'm zooming in. And I think I'm pretty happy with this. So as you can see how I'm turning this? It looks the same all the way around. That is a mandala. I would love to see what you guys create. If you happen to create one of these, please, I know we can't share on YouTube, but you can share on, sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. You can tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is lavender and C. I would absolutely love to see what you guys create. So feel free to tag me. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that you guys have an awesome day.